of the drama on stage. So I did. I finished everything. On Sunday, I got accolades from people. It was a great time. Of course, it was directed by Tunde Olori. So I resumed school on Monday as a teacher. That was in 2013. As a teacher, I was to coordinate a debate. I was the one coordinating it. Okay, debate SS2 and SS1. All right. So while I was moderating it, my phone was ringing, but I couldn't pick it up because I was working. So it was like that. It was like, and I saw another number. I'm like, for this number to call me. So I excused myself and I picked the number. The number said, Babaseun, where did you keep your phone? They've been calling you from Teen Cell, and I've been praying for that opportunity. I said, Teen Cell, that I went for audition like a year ago. I just called those missed calls. That was why I could, the calls I missed. That was why I called. And the next thing, my young gentleman answered, and so like, Babaseun, I'll be trying to reach you. How are you? I said, fine. Yeah, I'm calling you from Teen Cell. Will you be available to shoot with us tomorrow? I'm like, tomorrow? Like, seriously? I told him, I said, no problem. Immediately he gave me my time. I asked to push it in the afternoon. I went to my principal. I begged him. He said, no problem. He was able to work it out for me. I left. At that time, I didn't know who even called me. I don't know how. So I asked him, I said, okay, when I get to the location ground, when I got to the location, I called you. So I said I was there. He said, fine. He said I should go in and tell them that I am from Senator Darlington. So I walked in, I asked him, I greeted the crew members, and I said, well, I'm Babaseun Faseru. I got a call from Senator Darlington to come and resume on a location today. And said, oh, I should come. The next thing, they gave me actor's form. I filled. I saw the fee, 30,000 naira per day. I was like, is something wrong with something per day? Oh my word. Like, see, are you people joking? You understand? You understand what I'm saying? This was a guy of like 5,000, 7,000 per episode. Yeah. Are you with me? And all of a sudden, I got a job and 30,000 per day. Amazing. So I finished it. I finished for that day. I called him, I appreciated him and all of that, So I now asked him how he got my number. He told me, he said, I was there on Sunday. I saw you performing on stage at KICC. Wow. I said, wow.
Oh.
I said, wow.
Interesting.
And that was where I got to understand that this, in the service of God, that is where grace abounds.
Wow.
Everything that has happened to my career, it was given to me in the service of God. When I met Tunde Olori, it was in church. Who introduced me to my first, to my second, to my third, to my fourth gig, to my fifth gig. Because it was one that called me for Jennifer's Diaries audition.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow.
I was while in service. Yeah.
While in service. So I was grateful, and it went on like that. That was how I became an actor for Teen Cell. So they started after then like that. So after then, I found myself, okay, that was when I now had the opportunity of going for audition for Jennifer's Diary, which I did. So I met with Funke again the second time, and of course I went through the normal drilling of audition, what's it called now? You have to read scripts, check my CV, and eventually I was called for the job. And when I was called, she said I was going to play the role of Soji, Tuyo Baby's boyfriend. Yeah. And at that time, Tuyo Baby was and Jennifer. They were the ones actually, and Kiki. They were the ones actually running Jennifer's area at the time. Yeah. So when she told me I was going to be Tuyo Baby's boyfriend, I'm like, it means that I'm my boyfriend to a lead player. Yes. I said, this is a good exposure for me, So that was how I joined the Jennifer's Diary family. All right. So I started doing that. And the beautiful thing about it is by the time I come to school the following day, my two students would have watched me or seen me on TV. Maybe that one of the reasons why I became one of the most their most favorite
teachers.
one of their favorite teachers. Do you understand? Like,
yeah,
because they would see me on the screen, they'll come to school, they will start
and then
shouting,
not see a teacher.
you know, you know, that kind of thing, you know. So it made my students, they all felt free. I mean, felt so free with me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I was able to have my way with all my students, you know, and all of that, you know. So going to school as a teacher was always something I was looking forward to, you know, as a teacher. You know, just the same way my students were looking forward to coming to school. I was teaching government and economics. That's SS2 and SS3. Government and economics.
Now,
so
now I want to now break some things now. I mean, this journey it only confirms something that we don't have, and it's been said many times, that we don't have a straight trajectory in life. We don't have a straight path. But God has a script for us which we'll follow. Now, for those who are watching this, because most people that I bring on board, I know them very well. And I can say this about Armani. Armani, very jovial person. You're an actor. You're a grade 1 compere. You just anchored a reality TV show. It was for teachers, right?
Yes.
I took you around, and you're also teaching. I mean, you're a man of many parts. What can you say was one of your low moments in all this? That in the midst of all these things that people see, have you had a really very low moment that you are like, how am I going to continue? And how did you get out of that low moment?
Yes, thank you very much. I had a very, I had one terrible low moment in my life that I would never forget. Yes, but I thank God for that opportunity to go through that. You know, because I think it actually, you know, restructured my life. Like you rightly said, God has a script for everyone. You know, and if He loves everyone. But there are some people, He says, I will show mercy on whom I choose to show mercy on.
Show mercy,
you know. Yes, I think I'm just one of those people that God intentionally by Himself took me through the journey. I won't say I took God through the journey. He told me that it's Babaseun, you like it or not, you go through this journey. You know, and I was on hot all through the journey. I was on hot. There was no piece of Babaseun one year from Abo and police station. I was on hot. God He just did it. I don't know how. There's no record of something, you know. So that moment was when I had, would I call it? I've always had spiritual issues. Let me put it. I've always had spiritual. We've always, as Africans,
yes,
had spiritual issues. You know, and one of the spiritual issues was the fact that I spent 10 years. I entered 15 years. I didn't live until 25. It was deliberate. 10 good years. It was deliberate. I know that one had to be in the record.
Yes.
You know, and so at this period of time, I was facing a lot of challenges with my siblings because they had all given up on me. I wouldn't say they gave up on me, but I think it was their own way of telling me that, young man, you are messing up big time. And if you do not change your ways, we will cease to relate with you as siblings. And they showed me that when I had my second extra year, my third extra year in school. You know, so when I finished 7 and I went to my brother's house from service, he said, Babaseun, you cannot just come to my house without telling me. You can't. And I was like, no be my age,
Yeah.
I know me. Do you understand?
Yeah, my brother, have mercy on me.
Why the hostility? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I felt so bad, but I mean, you know, because he knew that I couldn't just get into the bus and, you know, obviously gone back to the village. He was just like, okay, let's go. So I went with him to the house, my room. He gave me a very nice room, very nice apartment for me. So I was there. But later on, so many things started happening that I knew that it wasn't natural. You know, I don't want to say all those on the video. Yes, you know. So I found myself at that time moving from a paradise, from a mansion, from a very good environment. I found myself somewhere in Akute in Osun State.
Wow.
But I thank God for that opportunity, because the family, who is my uncle, my mother's brother, and his family, were living there. You know, I thank the Lord that I had to, you know, face that. So I went there, you know, I had to be with everybody. I saw myself as nothing. I told myself, Babaseun, forget about family right now. See yourself as the only one in this life.
In this life.
Forget brothers, forget sisters. How can you exist, survive, make it all on your own? Without looking at, my brother knows this person, my father knows this person, my son name should open doors, you know. God humbled me. I did not know where I got that grace from, but God granted me the grace. When I was going to Akute, my mother was shedding tears. She was saying, because I told her I wasn't going to Akute, I said I was going to one of my friend's place on the island. And my mother was like, you know, God has just started working on you. Please don't go back to that life. She was begging me. She said, oh, mommy, she was crying, you know, over the phone.
Yeah.
I was crying on the other side as well. She said, Babaseun Joe, can you do me one favor? If this is one thing you do for me before I die. I said, mommy, what is it? He said, I want you to go to my brother's house in Akute, in Osun State. Go and stay there. When you get there, I know God. It now gave me an instance, you know, in the Bible. I think Isaac or something, who left his father's place to go to his mother's people, and that was where he succeeded.
That's
Jacob. Thank you. That was the reference my mother gave. He said, so please, my brother, your uncle in Akute is my brother. There. It's not going to be convenient for you, for somebody who, I mean, living in mansion. Don't worry, just go. I did not say no to my mother. Immediately she said so, I just had a calmness in my spirit, and I said, Mommy, am I worried? I'll go. And she started praying for me. Like as you have listened to me, as you have obeyed me, your children will obey you. So I went. When I got there and met my uncle, he was so excited to see me. My cousins, they were so excited to see me, and I started my life afresh there.
Afresh.
And that was where, and that was where I got to the school that became a teacher. That was big grade school is in Ekiti. And that was where my life changed.
That's why the journey, like a reboot.
So it was like God went to keep me there,
to preserve you
from the eyes of people.
Come.
So he worked on me, on my destiny there. So all the people that were doing the spiritual forces that felt about boy and all that, the moment they asked that Babaseun Kilonshe, they will tell them he's a teacher. They will laugh and say it is good. Let him be teaching. They thought they had done it. Because of course they believe that teachers don't live well.
Yes.
But they didn't know. That was the beginning of my own success story. Because in that school, that Pickling school, apart from the fact that the academic is standard, their spiritual life is awesome. We were doing videos almost every other Fridays as teachers.
Wow.
Because my proprietor will make you understand that what you're doing is spiritual. Teaching children. Some of you can't sell your children. So we had to teach, we're doing all this, sometimes we'll do 3 days where we invite different pastors and all of that, and when I left school, let me share this very shocking testimony with you to let you know that God has a plan for every man. No matter how low your moment can be, He's there with you. When we were in school, at Sekbata those days in the university, sometimes we would not have money. We would not have money, all right? So we just go, there's this restaurant beside our school, our house. So we just go like 6 of us. After eating, maybe we just eat 300 naira, 200 naira meal, 6 of us. Maybe just 3 people will pay. The remaining 3 people will use scope, will not pay. Are you there? And this restaurant, they are always having dogs. They had dogs like 18. Some of them will look very old. They won't be able to walk. They will not be looking. Some of them, they will be running like 18 in the restaurant like this. I'm not joking. I'm not freaking joking. So when you will just go there, sometimes the 3 people will pay, just 3, we just use scope. And we know, it's somewhere you collect food. It's another place you eat your pay. And when you collect the food here, the person collecting money will not know what you have collected. So when you are going to tell the person what you have bought, we will reduce what you have bought. So if you have bought something of 250, you tell them it's 150. And they will just collect the money from you. They will not query you. Hey, I did not know after some time, Uncle Larry, after some time, I started seeing dogs in my dreams. It went on like that for years. When I was in the labor market, there was nothing I laid my hands upon to do like this. If I wanted to achieve like this, that night I must see dogs. And naturally, I have phobia for dogs in real life.
Oh, okay.
I had phobia for dogs in real life. I don't joke with dogs. So in my dream, you cannot imagine if dogs
inside dream.
Sometimes you see like 8, they will not become. You in your dream, somebody that when you are got shot. So before anything, the next thing, by the time I wake up, or by the time I woke up, I will just receive, something that had been working. Is it that there will just be absolute silence? Or they just tell you, sorry, we're not interested again. And it went on like that for years. I couldn't share it with them. I couldn't. There was this day, those low moments, when I was in Pickling. One pastor came. Of course, as a teacher, I was not missing any of those meetings, even though some of my colleagues would miss it. But me, I wasn't, because I'm just a man of principle and rule. So we set rules for me. I like to follow it.
You follow it,
do you understand? Not like it was convenient for me, but I just said, okay, since you said we should be coming, fine. So that day where I went for the service and we're like that, and it just kept on like that, and that was how the man just prayed. You put it from up. Yeah, that was how the man just prayed, and he said, "There's somebody here. You have been seeing animals in your dream."
Wow.
He gave that thing. He said, except you break the yoke of anointing. Oh God, I'm mixing the verse. He was talking about the anointing, the breaking of the yoke. He says, except the yoke is broken.
Yes.
There was how he put
anointing breaks the yoke.
Yeah, there was even how, so.
How he said it.
That was how he said, that was how he just told me. He said, somebody here. That was when immediately he said that. This dream, the moment I wake up like this, what called to me, say, I don't dream about dogs.
Yeah.
Now, when I want to sleep again, we'll be saying, inside the dream again. I remember. I still dreamed this thing yesterday. So, it didn't even occur to me until when the man said it. The moment he said it, I just remembered those dreams. Immediately, I knew the man was talking about me. And I began to receive the prayer. I said, don't worry, the yoke has been broken. So the man now, while it was going on, the man tapped me. He didn't know. I didn't tell him I was the one dreaming the dog. So brother tapped me, he prayed for me, he prophesied into my life. And he told me, he said, young man, keep doing what you're doing. You'll be so blessed. And when the time comes, don't forget me. I found out that the man was an Ijesha man because he asked me. He said, where are you from? I said, I'm an Ijesha man. He hugged me with the whole of the anointing. He hugged me before my teachers. He hugged me, was just rolling. He said, I'm an Ijesha man. I know what you have gone through. I'm not joking.
Wow.
So, that was my first encounter. And lo and behold, I stopped seeing dogs. I stopped seeing animals in my dreams till this moment. So all the services I was attending, they were rubbing off on my destiny. They were cleaning up my destiny. Do you understand? That I didn't know.
Yeah.
And the children that I was teaching with all my energy, my passion, my emotions, there are times they will pray for me from the bottom of their hearts. I don't joke with such prayers. All of these things I believe that God was using to cleanse my destiny. I was there. I'll go back to Akute and all of that. And that was how journey revolved until I got to a point where, of course, I said my brother now had to call me, you know, and in that same school, I had three cars. I had three good cars in that same school as a teacher. All the properties I couldn't close while I was on the streets. I was in my office staff room. I would receive phone calls and say, this is your property. Of course, because then I was managing properties for my brother.
Yes.
This is your property. I will say, go there, go and check. They will enter and say, we want to make payments. Right in my office.
What's your office there?
I saw places at work. And all of those things were those things that made me say, even if Chevron brought 2 million naira per month at that time, I would never resign as a teacher. Because it was like I got where I ought to be. But I didn't know that God had bigger plans. So when I did that, my brother called me to come and join his business.
Yeah.
I did. The low moment. Sorry, don't let me digress. So those periods were my low moments in life, where I had to take a decision, where I had to be real to myself. I told myself, Babaseun, look at your life. You are nothing. Forget Faseru as a name. The Faseru you bear is the goodwill. But you, the person,
you need to build yourself.
And that reality myself helped me to make up my mind on some things that gave me that acceleration. So by the time my brothers now saw, that would have put him a boy in pale. How would I put away? That was my brother called me to say, Oloye, we are about
this is a journey. This is a journey.
Terrible period of my life. I will forever be grateful to my uncle because he would call me and encourage me. Uncle Tunde Ogunwa, he would call me and encourage me.
Your mom especially.
Oh God!
Your mom.
There was no time my mother would come to Lagos because of me. She would come to Akute.
Your mom who begged you to go there is the one that God used to orchestrate this thing. Because if she did not beg you, you won't go.
No, maybe my life would have derailed again.
You won't go.
Yeah, you know. So,
man, this is wonderful.
Yeah, that was a moment for me. So I was able to discover myself. I was able to see the reality of who I was. I was able to understand my weakness and my challenges. I was able to deal with them. I was able to break myself into pieces spiritually. I fasted so many times. I would go to Pi House. I would go to Pi House all night. Pi House, our fellowship. I would go there because you want to read. I would go there. I would read for some time. I would pray. like a stupid boy. I would pray. I needed the heavens so desperately. I was the only one left that was not doing well.
And I think you're the last one now.
Yes.
Hey, you're the last one. Hey, you're the last one of the family. I know.
You know, so it was just, I went through all those, and I thank God because He enlarged my spiritual, how do I put it? Back.
Yeah.
You understand? I was able to study the Bible more, and of course, I was able to sow some seeds into my future with prophecies and all of that. So, because at that time, it was like the answers were very slow. You understand? Because I was desperate for a change. Do you understand? You know, so, but then it was working, but I didn't see them working at that time. Yeah, so it went on.
This is wonderful.
Like
this is wonderful.
Yes.
One more question for you. Today, majority of Nigerian youths, they are crazy about the glam. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
They are very crazy about the glam in the sense that I want to be in the media, or I want to show that I am a celebrity. I want to copy this person. I want to do it. But look at what you're saying here now. Somebody will see you on stage, because, for example, when I was watching your reality show and the person that was on that stage, they will not know this person actually went through this fire. Right? I have seen your episodes on Jennifer Faseru. Wow moments, as in solid ones. When you are taking care of this baby for your wife in the
that's my siblings and I.
Okay. So I mean, all those things, you see them, and the question I want to ask is this: what advice do you have for the younger generation, especially those who are born in the early 2000s or late 90s?
I appreciate. Okay.
Like you said that you went for audition and you saw 3,000. Anytime they do all this Big Brother Nigeria or all these things, it is showbiz. Nigeria, the younger ones are so crazy about showbiz. What advice do you have for them? Is it about you just chasing it, or what? As in, you have been there. If anybody wants to follow that path, that is what you really want to do. What should they do? And not just about this glam, so that they are well guided. That's my last question for you today.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Uncle Larry. Thank you very much. Now, it's I like the fact that you said late 90s to early 2000.
Yes.
Because they are the generations that are flying. You know what I mean? They have everything at their disposal. They have the technology. They have everything at their disposal now. And of course, apart from all the things they have at their disposal, they have more into the competitive world.
Yes.
You understand? More competitions now for them. So they have to just get it right.
Yes.
I would say to them, you have to first understand why you're doing what you're doing. Do you want to make money? Is it your passion? Is it your ministry? Or that is the only thing you can do? Maybe you have tried to just like let me try acting, because they said they are succeeding in acting. There are different things for everything. But one thing that I want you to know is that no matter the reason you have to be trained in it. Somebody is asking, Babaseun, were you trained? One of my regrets, which I won't say regret, because I thank God that I still studied accounting, because it worked for me when I was producing my projects, was that I did not do a formal training as an actor. So I respect people that have gone to the 4 walls of school to study theater arts. It's a privilege that I did not have. So if you really want to go into this, please get yourself trained. You don't
go
have
for
to
training.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a university, just get yourself into an acting school. Go through the formal training. It has its own advantage, okay? So just do it, no matter what it is, no matter how expensive it is worth it all the way. Your confidence will be there when you know you're fully trained. You get yourself to network, because while you're there, you meet other professionals in the same class with you. Your lecturers are professionals in the industry, all right? So it's an advantage for you if you can get yourself trained. Number 2, consistency is the word. Consistency is key in a Nigerian Nollywood industry. You have to be consistent, because every day we have actors being born. So if you lose your consistency, some actors will take over. So you need to understand how you're going to be consistent, because if you do the same thing all the time, you get boring. All right? Yes, so you have to be creative, you know, in your consistency. So it's very key. All right, so those two things, because it is consistency that will make you go for audition today, make you go for audition tomorrow, even when you're not picked. Because the first audition you go, you'll not be picked. The second, you may not be picked. But there's something about auditions. You learn. It's like an exercise, like a test. All right. So you have panel of judges. They give you something to do. They may give you a script to read, and you have been rehearsing at home. You have been doing everything. So by the time you stand before them and you showcase what you have, you get your result from there. They may call you back. They may not call you back. But the moment you step out of that audition ground, in yourself by yourself, you know if you have done well or not. So you can always work on yourself. That is the beauty of audition. I didn't go for training, a formal training, but auditions helped me. I went to I can't even count. As in a lot of auditions where I go. But I'm happy I did, because that was the same audition I got to meet going to Salami. That was the same audition, different auditions I met to meet Meme Kaukoye. Lots of people like that that starts to do. We started the hustle from the auditions. So you go meet me for audition today for Anthony. You go meet me for Keda. You go, so we don't even know ourselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, and it is part of, because when you're on audition, you go for auditions, you meet directors, you meet production managers, you meet producers, you meet fellow actors, you exchange numbers, you read, you know, you talk about the industry, you get information, you get yourself built up. It is part of education as an actor. So actors that don't like to go for auditions, you have not started, because you must like it. It's like you telling me that the medical doctors, they don't like to do housemanship, but they don't like to do. You have to, no matter how much you think you are good in that, you have to still, you understand, so that you can learn the environment. You know, so you have to just attain that, get yourself trained. Don't be in a hurry, because you still do. Maybe you want to act, you will act that you'll be tired yourself, but get it right from the scratch. Don't be that person who wants to be an actor and is begging for roles without going for auditions. What's the reason as an actor? How do you want to encourage other people as an actor? So audition is a training ground as well. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You know, and from there learning, you know, and of course you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. It's very key. It's very key.
Awesome.
If you fail, just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. A child who picks pocket at the age of 4 and is consistent at doing that negative vice is consistent. When the guy gets to year 12 years old, that guy is going to be one of the best time robbers in the world. You know why? Because all these years, it's consistent. Now imagine if consistency can work with negative vibes. What about something that is positive? It's just a matter of time. Success can withstand diligence. Hello? Success can withstand knowledge. But success, when he sees consistency, he runs.
Yeah.
Because he knows this one will not leave.
Yes.
He doesn't want to see consistency at all. The moment he sees consistency coming, he moves. But he can deal with the diligence. He will frustrate your diligence now. He can deal with knowledge. He will confuse you with your knowledge. But when it is consistency, you can't miss it. It may take a while. Just keep doing it. Keep going. You get that huge job. Just keep doing it. And when you now get the job, when you get your first gig as an actor, don't stop. It's not the beginning, no. Because the moment you're on TV now, you see people calling your name, you think you've arrived. My brother, RMD is still a walk.
See the walk, oh.
Are you with me?
See the walk, you.
My simple analysis.
Thank you so much, Armani. Wow. I think in the array of mentors that are brought on the Mentors Lounge, you are the first creative specialist that I'm bringing on board. So this is very, very good for us on the Mentors Lounge. Yeah. And I really want to thank you for it.
Thank you for the
That's it. That's it with Armani himself, Babaseun Faseru. That's it. Almost. So, everyone, it's been Larry Lewis on the Mentors Lounge, and here with me is Babaseun Faseru. Until we come again with another episode on the Mentors Lounge, this is me saying that success can be democratized if you know the path. Thank you very much. Bye for now.